Let's be honest with ourselves. If I said Sora from Kingdom Hearts and Naruto Uzumaki won in the fight, a lot of y'all would already have y'all's mind made up before even considering abilities and the power scaling of these characters. Look, I get that Naruto's faster, stronger, he's more popular, but if you sit back and stop popularity scaling, you'd understand that this battle would be way different than you would think it is. So today we're going to answer that question. No bias, no nothing, just pure power scaling both of these characters at their fullest potential.
And before you go blow up the comments, we're going to set some ground rules. They're both bloodlusted. They're both at their peak power. They have no outside help, and it's a neutral battlefield. So we're going to start with Naruto, but I always have this question in my head, is if I should use Bayron mode from Boruto or the Sage of Six Paths mode, because Bayron mode kinda lasts for a couple minutes and then he's not able to use it anymore. So if we're gonna talk about long lasting super, strength, I'm gonna go with the Sage of Six Paths mode, only because that makes more sense for a long lasting fight. So we're gonna start power scaling with that. So when it comes to speed, Naruto is known to be able to move faster than the speed of light in some instances, and he's able to cross massive distances in fights to be able to outspeed and overwhelm the opponent a lot of the times that he's fighting, especially in the Sage of Six Paths mode. The most notorious scene that I can think of is whenever he fought the Raikage in the 4th Great Ninja War, when he outmoved his fastest punch, just like Minato's, little teleportation.
Just like always, you're so stubborn! No! I cannot fail!
So the biggest point I can give on his strength and his truly most powerful moment is when he fights Madara. This man is the 10 Tails Jinchuriki, and so he literally becomes like a god. He has crazy amounts of chakra, rapid regeneration, meaning that he can just sit there and tank punches and just regenerate them back, and the ability to cast Tsukiyomi, and not just Tsukiyomi. I'm talking infinite Tsukiyomi. So he pretty much transforms into this powerful Sage of Six Paths-like figure. And just base form Madara took on 5 Kages all by himself, so that's another thing to consider. But we're also not going to forget to mention that he literally fights Kaguya, who literally creates and destroys dimensions. She can literally instantly kill characters with any kind of chakra. And Naruto literally lands physical hits on this woman, forces her on the defensive, rips her arm off with raw strength and chakra. This woman is literally the source of chakra, and he still puts that dog on her. Naruto's strength isn't just hypothetical, but it's proven against gods, reality warpers, moon splitters. That's why in any matchup where raw power actually matters, Naruto is always a legitimate win condition. And when it comes to Naruto's abilities, he has shadow clones for overwhelming numbers and intel gathering, the Rasengan and its many forms that he comes up with, truth-seeking orbs that literally erase matter. He has insane amount of stamina and regeneration, and he has sealing techniques. But now we're on to Sora, and a lot of people underestimate Sora because a lot of people either don't know the games or they just don't know anything about the guy, so I'm going to break that down for you here. Sora's not your typical anime brawler. He's an RPG character with broken mechanics, and I'm going to explain to you what these broken mechanics are. Now, Sora can react to lasers, magical light attacks, and enemies that manipulate time and space. Raw movement speed, Naruto wins that every day, but reaction speed, it's closer than a lot of people think. So Sora fights literal embodiments of darkness, time, and reality. They literally destroy worlds. He scales to characters who can affect entire planets, and not just landscapes or continents. I'm talking entire planets. Now this is where the real problem for Naruto starts. Sora has time stop, so he can literally stop time, magic reflection, invincibility frames, meaning that in certain times of his fights, he literally cannot be damaged or touched. He can heal mid-combat, he can negate damage, he can manipulate reality tied to hearts. So this man can literally freeze time and unload a full combo, heal himself, and repeat that process. And that's before the forms that he can turn into during his fights. So the forms that he has drive forms, which are Valor form, Wisdom form, Master form, Final form, Anti-form, and then in Kingdom Hearts 3 he unlocks Ultimate form. Well, the Rage mode is for relentless aggression. Drive forms alternate between speed, power, and magic. The Ultimate form is literally like his peak form, and the Anti-form is literally him subduing to his darkness once he became a Heartless, and he just loses all control of everything and then just becomes like this aggressive, fast, unpredictable being. And while we're on the topic of Sora, this man has beaten Master Xehanort like twice, when he's older and when he's younger. The younger one can literally manipulate time itself, and that man still whooped his ass. And then the older one was literally trying to reset reality, and man still dog stomped on this man. So we have to put it into perspective that he's literally stopping enemies who can manipulate time, manipulate space, reset reality, and the list just goes on and on and on. That's not all he fights. If you know, you know. If you've played the games, you know. And for the people who want to say that Naruto's raw, like power and raw, like movement speed is going to win this fight, you can't speed blitz Sora. And you can't speed blitz him because if he sees any remote change in what's happening in the realm that he's in, he can stop time and just dog stomp you while you're sitting there just taking it. And then once you realize that you're in the time stop, you're going to wake up and you're just going to be dead. The thing about Sora is that he physically refuses to lose. He writes the concept of losing out of his like fights so that he literally cannot die. He literally dies in one of the games and still fights, bro. Come on, man. You're not going to find that. If Naruto dies, he dies. Look, all I'm going to say is that Sora can fly, he can teleport, he can heal people, he can travel through space. When he dies, he literally just doesn't care. He literally sacrificed himself and still continued to fight because he knew that he needed to get the job done, bro. So all I'm saying here is that regardless of how you look at it, this man's always going to be a demon. If they were to fight 10 times, I'm 100% betting that Sora's going to win at least 8 of them. And Naruto's only going to win those 2 if he does every single little thing perfectly. So yeah, when you just add all of Sora's hacks and abilities onto that fight, it's a no-brainer that Sora's going to come down and dog stomp Naruto. And if you think I'm wrong, just let me know down in the comments. But come back next week for more. Bye.